All right, time for a new video, and I know it gets repetitive. It seems like I'm always feeding, but it's been about 4 or 5 days since I fed them. I'm trying to slow down on the feeding and make sure their wrinkles on their sides are present and that they're not getting too fat, because these are tegus, my tegus. They sleep a lot. They're not having to get up every day and go forage for food, look for food. And that takes a lot of energy. So tegus in the wild, they eat and then they're busy, living, and then when they eat again, they burn through the calories. So mine are missing out on a large part of that lifestyle, and they can't get overfed, because overfeeding your reptiles or snakes or any reptile shortens their lives. It causes organ problems, as much like humans. A really overweight human is not going to live as long as a more fit human. So let me get what I'm feeding Mac today. I already fed Sassy, so we're not going to worry about Sassy, but Mac, I got a large rat. Probably too big of a rat, but I ordered them and I got like 25 of them, or maybe 30. And Mac's going to have to eat them. It's not dangerous for him to eat something this large, but any larger, and I would not feed them to Mac. But I fed one already 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and he ate it and he got it down. It takes a little time, but he can eat it. So bear with me. I'm going to grab the mouse and we're going to go in there and we're going to surprise Mac, because I'm sure he's hungry. It's been like maybe 5 days. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's Mac. I mean, they live in this room, which is not a, like a super heavy duty, cool reptile room, but they love it in here, and they can live in a big room with, if you want to make it, kind of your overflow junk room, you can, and the reptiles live in here. I mean, it's like a human jungle for them. But here, this is a large rat. I don't know, I can't keep it in, with the size of my hand. That's a large rat for Mike. I mean, if I saw that run through my house, I would be scared to death. A rodent, that the tail alone is massive. But Max sees it, and watch him. He hasn't eaten in 5 days. So we're going to let him see. And we're going to get him to come over here. Oh, whoa! He fell in the water. Whoa! Gosh. We're going to get him to climb up. Climb up and eat up here. Come on, Matt, get up here. Get up there. Don't fucking turn around and bite me, buddy. Alright, go up here. I woke him up to get him a little warm instead of just waking him up and letting him see the mouse. So he's a little more energetic and a little more ready to feed. And like I said, it's been about 5 days. It's so much fun feeding them that it's kind of easy to overfeed them. So I just want to make that connection. That's something you don't want to do. But we're gonna let Mac eat this, and he mouths his food a little bit more than you would think. I guess he's maybe trying to find the head. So we'll just watch this. I don't mean to make this sound, gross or dehumanize the mice. I don't know how to correctly say that. I mean, I don't like to kill and see things be hurt or injured and suffer. These are frozen or store-bought from Rodent Pro, and hopefully, mostly guaranteed that they're humanely raised, and then they are euthanized and then frozen. So that's a big rat. I want to retouch on the bases too, that mice have more fatty content than rats do from what I've studied, what I've researched. So it's almost better to feed your Tegu baby rats, pinky rats. I can't just right off the top of my head say, that a pinky rat, how much bigger a pinky rat is than a pinky mouse. Depending on if your Tegu is a little tiny baby or 6 months old or a year old. But just keep that in mind, that rats have less fatty content, and assuming, I've heard that rats are better for your Tegus because of that fat content. Okay, well, I'm gonna shut up and let you watch Mac digest this large rat. Again, if this is your first time watching, Tegus in the wild may come across a rat this big, and they may not have another opportunity to eat, so they have to be able to take that rodent down and eat it and consume it. So just like snakes, they can kind of open their mouths quite a bit bigger than what it looks like. Max just seems to be having a little part getting past the front leg, but once that front leg and the front shoulders, per se, are down, then it's good to go. But they got to be able to take advantage of what they can eat at that moment, because in the wild, it may be another week, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks before they eat again. So they have to take advantage of everything they can do at that moment. So Mac and me have a pretty cool relationship, so he'll probably let me help him take this down. I'm just taking a stick and helping. Almost down. Pretty impressive. That was a pretty big rat, in my opinion. And Max should be good for another 4 or 5 days. Maybe I should wait 6 or 7 days. I don't know. But I just kind of monitor my Tegus by their weight and their wrinkles and their belly size. And I kind of go with it like that. They have the ability, while their mouth is full, to breathe, for people that are not aware of that. So they can have a totally full mouth like a snake, and they have a separate way to breathe in air, and that's what that sound is that you hear from Mac. Good boy, Mac. Mac is a male Tegu, and he's approximately 40 to 41 inches in total length. 48 inches is 4 feet, so he's growing. Just getting that rest of that long tail down. But that's my lovely, friendly Tegu Mac, and hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, I do a lot of Tegu reptile content with my 2 Tegus. I have a black and white male and a red Tegu that's a female, and I love my Tegus to death. They're so cool, but not a pet for everyone, and quite difficult to care for, and need a lot of attention and a lot of space. So if you see my videos and me handling my Tegus and how cool they typically act, you know, and you want to get one, do plenty of research and make sure you have the space and the capacity to buy the food, and most importantly, the time. These are not reptiles that you could just stick in a cage for 10 hours and take out, you know, at 9 at night and spend 20 minutes with and put them back in there. They require a lot of attention. They are like cats. Cats don't require a lot of attention, but these reptiles, since they can't go out and fend from themselves and go out, you know, outside on their own and find, you know, food, and they're in a sense they're like a cat, is in their demeanor is kind of what I'm trying to stress or show to you, demonstrate. But Tegus are very cool, and that's the video. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Thanks for stopping by and checking out my content, and consider subscribing if you want to follow along with my content and get notifications that I have uploaded videos. I try to upload a couple a week. And again, thank you for tuning in. That's Mac, and he is such a good boy. And he's full now, and he'll go to sleep. And we'll see you on the next video. All right? Bye-bye. Have a good day. Okay, I want to show you Mac is full, and this is when the point actually when you don't want to feed him anymore. As you can see, all his wrinkles are gone from his side, and you can see he's got a full belly. So not a good idea to keep feeding him more or feed him tomorrow or the next day. He's nice and plump through here. And so if you have a Tegu that you typically never see any of the wrinkles in their side, then that is an indication that your Tegu is overweight, and you need to kind of slow down on the feeding, or maybe get them to exercise more. If you had an exterior outdoor cage or large pen where they could run around, and or indoors, you know, let your Tegu free roam and get some more exercise as far as climbing and you know, climbing on furniture and walking around, and then burning some more calories, like, you know, just like a human. That would be a good idea, but I think it's important. That's how I kind of gauge my feeding of my Tegus, is just this area right in here, and, you know, this distance right in here. Mac is plenty full. He gained about half a pound. He's such a good reptile.